wreck your haircut. Okay? As we mentioned last week, after we mocked up the trim, that I would try to find time this week to put it together. So here is that small adventure, and then we'll have a look at what I think was the final pieces of stainless to go on this car, which, I mean, that's it's like getting out of jail. Like, that's been a grind. So, not that there's not a lot to do. I know I say it all the time. There's still a lot to do. I'm looking forward now to when there's not a lot to do, but meanwhile, let's get the trim on the back window. When we left off, this was kind of mocked up, and so I'm hoping today to walk out of here with this very close to being actually installed. So I don't really know how this is going to go. This could go very badly, or this could go very well. The situation with this is that the clips that hold this trim on are fitted before the window rubber goes in, and the rubber and the glass are virtually irreplaceable on this car. So since I didn't want to cut the rubber to get the glass out, and to try and save both risks blowing up the glass. So what's happened is we end up with a lot of clips that are not, these clips are, over the years, they've gotten pretty raunchy. So what I'm going to do is try to put a dab of urethane where the clips were to help what's left of the clips hold it down. It'll be the only part of the car that is not reassembled as per the way it was done when it was new, but I'm prepared to live with that because, like I say, I'm completely happy with my decision to not pull the rear glass. Every other screw came out of this car, but rear glass is just one of those things that I couldn't risk. Just means we have to make a little compromise on this one project. So the first thing I've got to do is pull all this off. Now that we know that everything's there and it looks decent, more or less fits, I'm going to take everything off, and we're going to start by cleaning the rubber really well. And by doing it with just a blob of urethane everywhere there would have been a clip, it means that if I ever had to take it off for any reason, or anybody else has to, you can get a razor blade underneath. You can cut the urethane and the trim will come off again. So that's the plan. As I say, about 2/3 of the clips have rotted away to almost nothing, and with no way to get new ones in there, this is the solution, and I'm going to keep at it until it looks perfect. So whatever it takes. I'm going to get started by pulling everything off. Okay, first piece on. So far so good. That actually looks really decent. So I'm just going to keep at it. I got a blob of urethane every 6 inches or so. So it should be on there really well, but not so much that if you ever had to take it off that it would be impossible. I don't think I'm ever going to have to, but nevertheless I'm not going to glue it on there solid so that it can never be removed. To the side pieces here, well, I got that on there, and I don't hate it too much. Not as friendly as it would be if all the clips were intact, but most of it will be just fine. It just means that instead of the clips holding it tight, I have to kind of tape it till it cures, and most of it looks really quite good. Okay, well, with any luck, we'll be able to peel that off tomorrow and have a look. I'm happy that at least a couple of the pieces went quite well, and had a little trouble in this corner. Actually a big hunk of lead from when the roof panel is welded to these, and this was all leaded out, and there was a big blob of lead in there. It probably never fit properly from new, so I had to dig that out of there. So actually got away with it there. That really came around. That was the worst part. So once we got that, the rest of it you know, the rest of it looks, it's gonna look pretty good. So, just gonna let it cure. I think it's 24-hour-ish. There's the piece that was all smashed up, so that's in there now. I was actually not really looking forward to that, and for good reason. Kind of sucked, but we're done. It probably took me, I don't know, took less than 2 hours to get it on, but while we were waiting for it to cure up a bit, I got all the tape and goo off the windows here. Still not clean, but at least not covered in tape and shit anymore. Emblems to go on yet, and you know, still interior to finish, but every piece helps. I think on that note, I will go do something else and wait for this to cure up, and we'll see how it looks tomorrow. And again, if it's something goes terribly wrong, it's just a matter of sliding a razor blade underneath and pulling it off. So, not too terrified of it. And the main installation here looks really quite good. And here we are after letting it dry for a couple of days, and I have to say that turned out every bit as well as I could have hoped. It fits really nicely here. All the pieces, the corners are tight, everything's tight. It sits nice and in the groove here. The pieces that we took from the 61 fit really well all along the back, and it's tight against the rubber, it's tight against the molding, tight against the body. And of course, one of the most epic back windows ever put in a production car. I don't know if you can really get a sense of how large this window is, but it's got to be almost 4 feet high in the middle. It's just outrageous, and you know, a very special part of a very, very over-the-top car. So a huge greenhouse rear window with lots of trim to go with all the extra trim on the rest of it. And seeing it all come together now, really starting to make all the effort this far worth it. I'm gonna concentrate on a few more things here, and then we're probably very close to starting to test drive this car to get it ready for inspection. I could probably tear through the car reasonably quickly and get it inspected and roadworthy, but my fear is, and I speak from some experience at this, once it has plates on it, I'm very likely to put the tools away and go on to the next car. There's lots of little, you know, little rubber pieces that have to be made, lots of screws and bolts that I'd like to take off and, you know, get plated. Just hoping Peter Anderson in Australia hears that. Yes, I might plate some of the bolts. I just can't deny how nice the detailing is on his cars, and I know this car didn't start out that way, but now here we are, the car is almost finished, and I'm looking at some of the bolts going, oh, wouldn't it be nice if. So anyway, small change, but if we're going to do it, that is definitely not going to take overnight. Since I glued all this back together, all nice and tight, fitting very well, makes the sound, you know, and we can officially say at this point that we did it. We did that whole splice and that whole job on this car without taking the back glass out. Not, you know, and I wouldn't recommend doing it that way, but in this case, neither the glass nor the rubber is available. So the safest place for both of them turned out to be in the car the whole time. Anyhow, at this point, very nice to see the edges all fitting very well. That's it. That's the only pieces I lost, was those corners. So not very happy about that. Nevertheless, they're accounted for now. Next on the Fury, I guess wipers got to go on, and you know, and then it's back onto the interior. So I'm going to finish the other door panel this week, or the rear seat panel, whatever you'd call it, and then we're going to get the wipers on, and then it's I think we're going to back her outside, and you know, we'll do some tuning up and whatever. It's not ready to go on the road yet. I want to make sure that I've got brake lights working, and there's still a few little things to sort out there, but we are getting closer and closer on this. And then of course, yellow buddy here, this is the dessert for finishing the blue one. So hope you guys are looking forward to seeing a lot of big tail fin Plymouth this summer, because So I'm really hoping to put some miles on both of these babies. I was driving the old Dodge truck over to Laura's the other day, and I noticed when I got moving that the generator, all my cars are so old, the alternator was really overcharging. Hey, what are you doing over there? Sure play around a lot. Anyway, it was really overcharging and starting to boil the battery, so I did what any good mechanic would do, and that's shut it off and just drive something else. But now we're kind of at the point where it's in the way. So it's time for my least favorite thing, fixing stuff. So in order to get it back from my sister's house, all I did was unplug the voltage regulator, and that stopped the overcharging situation at the expense of it not charging at all. So I phoned Dan, and he said that these older ones, the regulator is usually the problem. So because I'm extremely lazy and cheap, I'm going to start by just cleaning the grounds on a few things, and if that sorts it, great, and if it doesn't, then I have to go get a regulator. Either way, I have to loosen these 2 bolts, and I'll probably get over it. There she is there, unplugged, so I'll get in there and, you know, half-ass it, see what we can do.
Oh, there's a red. There's the red color that it was once when it was
It's just
new.
going to tell us if that one works or not. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, sure.
Because you know this car charged.
That's right. It was a red car.
Well, he's not really filming.
Like this was a red car one time.
No, it was on manual focus
Okay.
still. Extra deep.
Extra Dean Cam. I'm like, it was a red car. Like
Just a red blob in the back. I'll go get a socket. I'll be right back.
So you're taking? Okay, I get it. I think it's still cold. It's cold.
And it's April.
cold.
It's not even May long
Yeah, it's
weekend.
not even May.
Yeah.
I think it's no for another month yet. Okay. So that means I guess I gotta take it off, excuse me. I'm gonna take it off the truck.
Yep.
One of the trucks might still be okay. All I did was wiggle the wires.
You didn't clean it all up yet?
No, not really.
Oh.
I mean, I kinda,
Arsehole it?
lightly. You gotta go mountaineering to do anything on this.
I guess we could have found a rustier regulator.
Oh, fuck. I mean, meat on the truck. Oh, what a fucking thing. This better be the right size. Oh, you idiot.
That'll be smaller here. Probably the one that was on the fender.
It's like a 3/8, boss.
Nice battery clamp though, man. That's wicked.
What?
Wow.
Hey, you ever seen one of those, Dean?
Holy shit.
That's a battery hold down. Things Dean's never seen.
that car's-
battery hold down.
that car is such a. What the hell was I thinking? What's going on with the booster? Why is it so crinkly back here?
Crinkly.
Oh, because of the master.
Oh, because it's leaking. Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that they're gonna fall down there and die?
No. I have to give them to your
That
edge.
screw there?
No.
If you're asking the question, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Did he lose it already?
You're good. You got him to the edge.
Oh, he's on the edge, all right.
This is retarded.
Hey, Scott, what you doing over there?
Oh, what just fell down there? Oh, it's all the dog bones falling in my pocket. Just like, what's all these parts going in the turbo? Oh, it's just milk bone. Oh,
Clean the firewall up.
you imagine me working on modern cars, I'm at the end of my chain, right? It's just one little plug, I'm like, fucking kill me now! This is not rusty.
Just make a good clean up, like nice area for it though.
Does it ground through the screws?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, it's just, it's clean. Clean. This one's recessed for whatever reason.
Well, and yeah, this one, like if you look at it, there's serious torque went into that one.
Cool.
You got it really clean?
Okay, I don't think I'm retarded.
But
Don't make me laugh, man.
Like, it only goes on one way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
So pinch the clips in them. Yeah.
Okay, I give. Dan's going in. There's one too many clips there for Grandpa here.
There's one.
He's
Yeah, just roll
one
out
too
there.
many. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, my tinnitus is gone.
Yeah, just stay there.
Okay.
Oh, motherfucker. Don't even.
Yes. You want somebody underneath?
Did it actually go all the way down?
Well, that'd be better. Otherwise, it's sitting on top.
Hit the ground.
I got it.
No.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good save.
Good save.
This one's just so rusty and rough, hey?
Oh, I see.
Is it?
Yeah. But this truck's got to be like 20 years old now.
30? Do you have side cutters?
Ah,
Yeah.
side cutters.
There's a little, see the little ridge there? We just need to knock that out.
Oh yeah, that's side cutters. I got dry mouth like the fucking pharaohs here, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Get yourself a drink.
Get yourself a drink.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those, hey?
Whistling arrows off.
Yeah. It's all right.
One of my favorite things.
That's like when the fucking robot vacuum goes as you're eating dinner every time. And you just want to sit there and enjoy dinner, but you're listening to a fucking vacuum cleaner. We just totally fucked this thing up, hey? That's okay though.
Just
Blowing up for good measure, hey?
decision making.
You got a flashlight?
Regard. Oh, Dan's got it going on.
Well, let's hope that it actually works.
This is right up the street, this kind of thing. How's that?
There we go. There, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, we got some clippy poos.
Clicked. Got 2 screws there. Let's take. Good job, buddy.
Well,
Make it.
but that doesn't mean it works yet.
No,
I wouldn't
it's
throw
not.
that. I wouldn't throw that one out because that's
No,
no
it might
no
still be
guarantee
okay.
it's shot.
Okay.
That's okay. You'll get her.
I mean, there's a certain amount of fucking hoo-ha here, but this has all been fairly recently repaired,
It worked.
right? And these relays, are these for the heater?
That's a grid heater stuff. Yes, it's cold tonight, isn't it?
It is. A little bit.
Wait a minute.
Okay, that's working. Hold on. Okay, just wait. Unless it popped the regulator already. No, it's going to overcharge again.
No, it's not. It's flicking now. It's flicking now. That's how it's been the whole time I've owned it.
Well,
It just goes like this. That's fine.
you got an ammeter or a multimeter? We'll let it warm up and then we'll have to check it. Because if it's actually charging at 17.
Because before it was past the 18.
Okay,
It just
let's go.
goes. Oh, that's the regulator cutting in and out.
I know, but it shouldn't float.
Man, it's like, who's that in that brown Lincoln? Oh, wait, it's me.
Exciting day. A lot of my Honda parts have showed up in the mail, and that's going to allow us to put the tank that I painted back together and the side covers. And that will get it very close to being rideable, except that we still have to actually disassemble the bike to put everything on. But I just thought, why not get some of those bits on and see what it's going to look like. We'll have a quick look here at what I bought and why, and then I'll get the pieces. A lot of you probably know that they made these bikes for almost 10 years, the first generation single overhead cam 750, and in that time, multiple shuffling of trim and stuff, just like you would do with a car. What I've got here in my pile of whatever, again, this is not counting what's still on the existing pieces, but got our emblems here, and these are not really very repairable. They're anodized, and they're delicate, and this one is obviously barked up. It's either fallen over or whatever, so that one's a fail. This one, that one is not bad. But you can see there it's kinked or it's been pried off with a screwdriver. You know, not great. These ones, not bad, but as we said, this is a much later model and it's damaged. So after all the effort to paint it, I don't want to put the wrong emblems on and then have them not even be in good condition. So, even though of the 4 that we just looked at, this one is excellent, but again, 1975, I believe. I also have a pretty presentable set of these side cover emblems, and they kind of sit in there. But I don't think these are correct for 71 or 72. I think these are 73 and up. So I'm going to put these aside with this type of thing, in case I should ever end up with a slightly newer example. The fun thing about these is they're actually still available new from Honda. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that they're cheap, but they are absolutely lovely, and they may not be exact. I'm not sure because of course Honda shuffled the paint and trim. You know, some of them have black letters with white background, but anyway, I'm not going to, you know, we're not building that kind of machine here, but these are brand new actual Honda parts. I bought enough for 2 bikes, so this is going on. Here's what we were able to save. Gas lid, good enough for a driver, not good enough for a nice bike. Gas lid, not good enough for a driver or anything else, so that's basically parts at this point. These are the emblems for the side covers. These are excellent originals. They just need a little cleaning, so we're going to get started on that. So I have a couple of those. And we have the little jewels that go underneath. Oop, there we go. So they'll sit like that on the side covers. They look really cool. I have this color. I also have a set of red ones. I'm going to have to look it up which ones are correct for 1971. And the correct ones will go on the good bike and the incorrect ones will go on the daily driver here. The only disappointment is that these are harder to get than I thought. These go on the headlight stanchions and they're just little reflectors, no light to them, but invariably very badly damaged or missing altogether. So I ordered replacements for these and they are not correct at all, so I'm going to have to keep looking. Meanwhile, I do have one good set, and since we're putting one together to drive here, I'm going to use what I've got on the driver, and I'm going to have to keep looking. Then there's petcock to go together, and there's latches for holding the gas lid on, and you know, a certain amount of that type of thing. I will go get the tank and the side covers, and we'll start putting some of this stuff together. Okay, Dave and I have been cleaning up. Dave's here for detailing. This is Details Dave. There's not much you can really do. They're all in, they're just what they are, right? This is for the driver bike, so polished up the little reflector things. So we're gonna start by, I think we'll reassemble these side covers and then we'll, I don't know, whatever. We're just gonna kind of have some fun here. Nice, quiet, kind of Monday. Is it Monday? Mm-hmm. Is it? Yeah. They're all the same. None of this is really very challenging. I think there's just a bunch of little clips on the back of it, and the reflectors actually just thread right into here, so the worst that's going to happen is that we're going to have to clean that out with a tap. Okay, there's a slightly nerve-wracking ordeal, but that looks really sweet actually. Now, all that's left is to put the gas cap on, but I don't know if I'm going to use either of the ones I have here. I may use the one that's on the yellow tank now because I think it was better than these. So we're going to leave that, but we got the reflectors fitted and I got my rubbers and got those guys for in there and the emblems and new Honda emblems and new trim on the bottom. So that overall, quite a nice little set of bodywork there. We're going to pull the petcock apart, because these are notorious leakers. We were just talking about the peeing Honda in your garage. A little washer there. And then there's the seal. It's actually, this is all not bad. There.
Put it back together.
Well, we'll clean it out and put it back together because I don't have another one. Here's the bike as it sits right now. And, you know, it's not that it looks terrible. It's just The thing with this color is you're never going to convince anybody that they're looking at a nice original bike when it's painted a color that's wrong, regardless, even though the stripe is the exact match with the original stripe and whatever. There's a few key things that I didn't like about this, which kind of were the genesis of this little project. So I don't like, see, these are the wrong reflectors, they look ugly. I actually like the little hood. This is wrong, but I don't know, I think it's cute, so that can stay. Yeah, so all of the yellow stuff has to come off, which means the forks have got to come off. You know, a certain amount of screwing around there. And these are the wrong emblems here, and they don't have a missing little jewel underneath. This is all stuff that was like that when I bought it. And 25 years ago, I didn't really care, and most people didn't care either. But now these bikes are starting to become kind of rare and kind of worth fixing up. So really hoping in the next week or so that we're gonna tear into this guy, and boy, it's gonna be really cool to see it all put back the way it should be. Yes? Are you coming in? Once the 750 is done, I've got the other 750, and then I'd like to start on this 350. 350s are really cool. It's the smallest 4-cylinder bike ever made, and this is a pretty fair example. Had a fairing at one time, so got to replace the headlights and whatnot on that. But actually a fairly decent old girl. So if anybody likes bikes, yeah, leave us a note. If you think we should work on the CB354 or possibly this early 70s Yamaha XS 650 twin, another bike that I was fortunate to buy when nobody cared about these, and now we've got put away. I can't believe 25 years have gone by since I bought this. I thought, well, I'll just get to it next week, and 25 years later, here it is. Okay, let's go. Whoops, bonk. The door was locked, friends. Well, it's kind of a nice day, and it's supposed to snow tomorrow, I think. So I thought, let's get this forklift fixed. So I've got my happy pack of forklift repair zap straps, and I'm gonna try to cobble the throttle back together. The gas pedal is basically zap strapped to some hoses underneath, and somehow it broke. So let's learn absolutely nothing and get this back together, and maybe someday I'll use this thing enough to do it properly, but as long as it's getting used twice a year, oops, this will probably still not be good enough, but maybe it'll get it back in its house there. So I'll crawl under there and fix the throttle, and then we'll do a cold start on the old forklift here. Mel used it last year to put his building up, so I'm assuming since it got back this far that it'll probably start one more time. Well, I ended up having to actually kind of fix it properly-ish, so anyway, as disappointing as that was, it's actually decent. Like, the gas pedal doesn't fall off every time now. You know, that's only putting a small dent in the number of things wrong with this thing, but it's one less. I'm going to try starting it, and we're going to try moving it. It never was great, but it's 1% better. So let's cold start the forklift. I'm going to cut my hat. Important part, the crazy old man starter kit. mean, it's running, but it's running so badly that I can hardly move it. So I guess I get to, you know, fix it some more. I don't know. I've traced the problem to something with the engine. I don't know what could possibly be wrong here. Just, you know, it's all taped to the heater hose like it's supposed to be. Anyway, I'm going to start with deleting half a dozen of the shitty splices between the distributor and the coil, and we'll see if that gets us anywhere. Then I'm going to just randomly move the timing back and forth until it doesn't run worse. And then I'm going to swear at it a few times, and then we'll try it again. It's not fixed, but it's fixed enough to get out of my way. I just cleaned the points and whatever. Anyway, see how she goes. Oh, Tom's here. Better start now. Tom will be mad.
And look at that. Look at the air filter. I mean, Jesus, fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't look any better with it on. Well, I'd say that didn't go too badly, all things considered. Man, I do like that thing. Like a few other things around here, it's probably something that could stand a little more attention, but now, what is going on with the Menace? Bathroom break for Menace. Right, Ashley's here to sort out the actual problems.
No, I'm not.
So, what we got is this little oil feed line here. I had to disconnect that in order to get the head off, and I thought, well, since I have it off, or since I want it out of the way, because it does make putting the head on and off a little harder, I thought I'll just take this right out. So I got my little wrench here. So what I did is I started turning that, and then I got it loose, and I realized it wanted to spring back, and then with a certain amount of horror, it hit me that this line passes through the block to the other side, and that I had very likely kinked it. And then, you know, in the tradition of reading the instructions after you've fucked it up, I realized that this fitting is sweated to this copper line. And so now in order to repair the copper line, it's everybody out of the pool. So we're going to start by cleaning it up, and then we're going to basically try to melt the solder out of that fitting, and then take this whole mess out of the block, because even though I straightened it out, there's no way of knowing if it's any good where it passes through the water jacket, and that's why the fitting is sweated, because this hose passes through the water jacket to the other side where the pump is. So because I couldn't leave well enough alone, we've probably created several hours of fucking around here.
Or
That
maybe
we're-
it's a 2 beer job.
Maybe it's a 2 beer job, but we've been wrong about that before.
Oh no.
Isn't there a 60 Fury that was a 2 beer job?
that's right. Yeah.
I think we gave ourselves.
Just a summer project.
That was supposed to be a 2-week job, but even then, that turned into a lot more than 2 weeks. So anyhow, that fitting comes out there on this side. So I'm gonna loosen all this off, and we're just gonna see what happens. Taking a break from Model T mayhem this week. Oh, we got our faithful hound. How's it going there, faithful hound?
So you're saying that should we see copper? Oh, sure we do, don't we? Or not copper, but solder.
You'll see solder there, yeah. So I think what we're gonna do is get the wrench on there.
Oh, you can
and
totally see it.
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, if we see it there, we should check the other side,
Okay.
because otherwise I'm just gonna wreck that side too, because that's what I do.
Wreck shit.
Wreck first, ask questions later. Yeah, that would be good. Apparently, this is
It's kind
a
of
1 year only thing that they did. And in worst case, we could always run the line around the outside, but I really, let's not
we
have
can't do it.
everything that we touch turn to shit. Now, what do you think? See, if I was to try and take
no,
that,
because that look. Well, I'm trying to see if is it
yeah, that,
two piece.
that small one sweated to that small line.
I don't know. I think that is threaded into here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense though? That would be one piece though.
I have no idea, man.
It's
I
gonna be fun to
don't
find
know.
out.
I don't see any solder on it.
Me neither.
Okay.
Well, we,
Okay. Well, maybe we'll do a little.
You know, the
call
other
today.
thing we
What's
could do
that?
is
that
unhook
the pump?
here.
Yeah.
and just see. You'll know if there's
Yeah.
tension.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Sure. And we might as well clean that one then. They
Why
shouldn't
don't
be
we try
there.
it? Why don't we just try and crack that?
Yeah.
And
crack
just
'em
try
both.
and
Try
crack
take
that
right
and
out
just
of
see
there.
if
Yeah.
and just see what we
I'm
know.
all for it. Okay. That's good. What about the other one?
Like that is not sweated on.
Here's a flare wrench.
3/8. Oh, yeah, that's nice too.
So that one's okay.
So that's interesting, isn't it?
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know why they did just that one, but there it is. So that means we could take this line right off, is that right?
Well, we should be able to.
We might as
Do we have a
well.
regular 3/8? So how does then this connect to that?
Well, that's what we're about to figure out.
Doesn't make sense.
That fitting might be big and have the line sweated to the inside of it, we don't know. There's definitely no rebound there.
Yeah, certainly not like I'm twisting a piece of copper line, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, the other one, it was not evident until it was
That's
quite
just a
loose.
regular old
Yeah, that's
household plumbing.
Yeah, this is
type.
I brought a bunch of those too. Good. Take your time. It's an hour-long video. Almost van season, buddy.
Oh, I know. I almost drove it tonight.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that does not seem to be doing anything. So I wonder, should I have brought this up first?
I'm gonna take that one right out. Okay. Is it possible that it's the same line?
Oh, well, hold on a second here. What if it is the same line?
Yeah, it very well could be.
If you start turning that and
Yeah.
this turns,
Yeah, then we know.
well, then we know.
Okay. Give it a little. Yeah,
There
that's
you go.
it. She's moving,
Yeah.
so it's all one piece. Okay.
You ready?
Dismantled the other side. Let's have a look. Yes, this is what I thought would happen. And
It was
shit.
Oh,
Put it back in. Okay. So for our butchery, we were rewarded with this. So the idea is this is the only piece that is sweated together. So we're gonna make just an extra long straight piece, slide all the fittings on, sweat this guy on, slide it through the block, assemble everything, and the very last thing we'll do is put this on when we put the head on. So this is where I was worried about it being twisted, and I do see a tight spot here, so I'm wondering if that was so easily broken because I had twisted it before. If not, then I wasted my time because the rest of it's fine. But I had to know, is that the right size?
Looks good to me.
Yeah, 1/8" copper. All right, we're gonna get started with some junior high level plumbing here. and I bought some ferrules. So we'll buy a paper bag of those guys. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just start with. Matter of fact, we can just make it extra long for now, as long as we get this guy close, right? Let's see how she goes.
It'll go fine.
Okay, and there we have our fitting. This is the cause of all of our grief, was that is sweated onto there as a seal. So what we're going to do now, we've just made the whole assembly from scratch and left everything long. I'm going to feed it through the block. We're going to install this, and then we're going to bend everything and cut it as we go, rather than trying to guess the exact length of it. I
Like
guess,
it.
eh?
That's a plan.
That's a plan. So I think we'll just put some of this. I don't know if this is actually necessary,
Can't hurt.
but I don't think it'll hurt.
Here we go. That's super zoomed in for that. Hope you
Okay.
like it.
Yeah, I don't care. Do, 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 do. Okay,
So now you'll have to remove
remove everybody from
these-
this end.
that end, yeah. And it's super long. It might make it easier to do a nice bend though.
Probably not. It's probably going to make it miserable.
Yeah.
So every time you try and cut something to exactly the right length, you're like, it's 1/8 of an inch too short. And now it looks like shit. Okay. This end we're going to leave for after the head is on. Oh yeah, get that out of the way. Okay. Everything is nicely chamfered. And yes, good. Here we go.
Easy.
You let me know when we're through there.
There you go.
Okay, I must have some crud on it.
Oh, you do. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Now we tighten that up.
Yep. Strange but true. This is so. The whole reason for this problem was that this is kind of up here and in the way. So when I was bending it out of the way to make it easier to get the head on and off, and then I thought, well, the smart guy would just take it off, and so I started turning here and thinking that that was just a fitting, and next thing you know,
Not so smart.
yeah, not so smart. I'm glad I caught myself though, because if I had just kind of went, oh, it'll be okay, it almost certainly would have been a disaster. Or it would have filled the engine up with antifreeze or whatever, or there'd be oil in the radiator, and I'd be like, oh, the engine's junk, when in fact it was
It's
only
a
this.
$2 line.
It's a $2 repair, yeah.
And it's interesting how they did it. To me,
Yeah,
that's my
no,
favorite
it's
part
kind
of
of
this. It's
cool,
like
yeah.
somebody took some
But this
time.
is all behind a cover, so if this was leaking antifreeze, you'd never know.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why this is so critical, is this is all that big side cover on the engine. So I'm going to put this pretty tight, because we don't, it has to be where we're happy with it, because that all is indexed, right?
That's right. Yeah, you're not snugging that up.
Yeah, we can't snug this up after. You're done.
Put some tape on there. So
Yeah, I think that, I don't want to wreck anything. That's good. Okay, so we're going to leave this great big long extra hose here for now. It's kind of going to be a pain in the ass for cleaning, but it's okay.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter that you got some sludge because we're going to be cutting this.
Like that one can't move, but this one,
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, for sure.
this
Yeah,
one
you
is
can-
independent
you
of
can
that.
Tighten that up or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. And that was 3/8. I'm kind of like there.
Okay. Someone's going to call it. May as well be you.
Somebody's calling it. Okay. I'm gonna put their little fitting on there.
Nut and then the ferrule.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
No. Yeah. Nothing changes there.
Are we going to clean out the hole? Or is it pretty good?
That's pretty good, but since you mentioned it, now we have to.
Right.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, we're gonna take that. And now we have to somehow, right, we're well in there. It's got to be close.
Yeah, I don't see why that would be bad. Other than it's directly beside the exhaust manifold. That's how it was.
Oh yeah, that's
Saying
how they
it
are,
shouldn't-
yeah.
It's just
Okay, I just don't like this necessarily. Urgh. Okay.
yeah, man.
Here is our nearly finished installation of the oil feed line to the cylinder head that I managed to screw up. So there, that has been sweated onto there as it was. We left it all straight, fed it through, and once it was through, I just curled it to match the original and reinstalled it with the original fittings back into the pump and the other side of the water jacket there. And so pretty confident that that's all going to be just fine. We will probably run the car very briefly with the side cover off just to make sure that the line on the other side isn't sweating antifreeze into the oil. And we'll be able to tell that, you know, within a few seconds. Probably actually be able to tell that before we even start the engine. So that's the plan. And a couple surprises coming up on the Chev.
Channel's miles on.
Oh yeah, hot boxing channel is like channel 11.
Smiles for miles.
Oh, this is a good one. Miles is back from a long exile, so we're ruining him for the evening. He's only built 3 houses in the meantime, so
Just a little bit of work.
yeah. Like
Santa got out of jail.
fuck me.
I'm okay for that.
Wow.
This is fucking destructive.
This is a great boxing car because it's roomy.
Right?
Oh yeah, it's fuselage.
We could.
Man, it's like some horror movie in here. I guess it kind of is, right?
I
Fuck.
got it over here.
Oh,
I'm the one doing it. Stop beating the light. That thing's fragile.
Man, you should leave this in the ashtray in the port. So when you get pulled over, you'll be like, why you hassling me, man? That thing's out. Yeah, it's probably. Well, I don't know. Anyone?
Safety.
That's good.
oh yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, or 290.
Can we just take a second though and appreciate?
Yeah, these couches.
I like that it has transcended its joke roles, right? It's like the derby could break out at any minute.
Yeah.
And we gotta be
I
ready.
chose the rattle option.
Derby light is on.
Cars are too quiet these days. I want to hear all.
I want to
the
hear
fucking
all the
noise,
sounds.
like
yeah.
all of it. So when I'm going down the road, it sounds like you're in a jet or something.
How did you get this C-body seat to
Tell
sit
me.
like this?
How comfortable is that seat?
Did you take the seat risers off?
No, they're
Like,
just
do seats just look like this after you sit in
I
them?
saw him driving.
All of
Shots
your
in the
cars.
direction.
Like, I'm a tall guy, and I'm like mid-dash.
Yeah.
My line of sight in this car is just like this. I'm just like,
Now you're
hey. Let's get a tour of the dash.
love the backlit dash.
He's gonna be doing this in 50 years. Nobody's gonna be.
Nobody should be doing it now.
What do you want to know?
What do you want to know about these old Chryslers?
I like how there's a little stainless button in the shift knob.
That is
Love
nice,
it.
though. Yeah,
Love the stainless
that's
button.
corporate. Yeah,
Totally.
that stuck around, eh?
That's upgrade.
Tonight
right there.
on corporate
Otherwise,
parts
you just
bin.
want like black plastic.
If we could have a show
CrossFit
about just
supers.
parts bin
Just
stuff.
stuff.
What about the window crank handles, 1969 to 1985?
Same.
You know, General Motors ignition tumblers, right? 1970 to 1997 inclusive, right? 7 lawsuits later, 60 million razor sharp keys that you cut yourself on. They're like, no, it's good. Keep making that. So they made these for a while. Hey, this old girl here, this old saw. It comes to hand. Put this
I
thing
want you
down.
to leave that in the fucking ashtray. Though.
Well, I'm putting it on the. I can't drive the camera with the goddamn joint that's the size of a Pepsi.
I like how you just get access to everything now. If it needs a repair, it's right there.
It's all over.
Yeah, no, I think all these
does that get?
moldings and stuff are
Fucking
overrated.
They just make life harder.
It looks like an old Bronx
This
subway.
is the way to roll. The rattle of the roof kind of overcomes the leakage
Yeah, the
of the door
lights
sails.
fade
you know,
out just like a.
it's all a big orchestra when you're doing about 90.
It's fucking sweet. It looks like they forgot to finish it at the factory.
Right? Like, that guy didn't show up on Friday. Fuck. This
This
car
is one of
had to
those
go.
door crashers, you know? Chrysler's
sold
as low
already.
as 1995. Door crasher Saturday, Newport brown only. No interior.
One day only.
Was ordered to be a cab and never finished. We'll throw in a fucking seat mismatched New Yorker interior. I almost wish anybody else into C bodies could sit in this, just because it's so. I want to hate it. All the grandpa in me wants to hate it, but it's just so greasy. That's the word. It's greasy as fuck, man. Like,
Who wants to sit
look at
upright?
this. Just, I'm looking out the back window, and you're taller than me.
I'm past the
You're
bar.
shoulder checking
I have
out
no
the
blind
back
spot.
window. You're driving by people, and they're looking, and there's nobody driving. And there's like this huge guy in the back seat. I don't feel like a small person, really, ever, anywhere. You know, like I'm 6'1", and I sit in this seat, and I'm just like, Billy needs a cushion. Like, I can't see. I'm like, Gran. I'm like, Gran, would you like me to move the chair up? Yes, Billy.
Can you find the lever?
Oh, yeah. Does it go? No, she doesn't go.
Oh, it goes.
The lights are going.
You're like,
I give
pull
up.
your
No,
ass
it's
up.
your car. Fuck.
Whatever. Something tells me that the seat is actually
Oh,
somewhat
I've
broken.
driven. Yeah, no, but this is my point.
It's got
Something ain't right.
to it, right?
Something. This isn't adjustable. This is fucking broken. Because you're
that
just like,
happen?
yeah. Every time you get in this thing, it's like tink.
But
And you're like, that's
This
better.
is like I can picture this is like the brochure show.
Like, this is not in
for
the brochure.
71.
Hey, get that guy that we got to do the fucking
Salty
Valiant last
peanuts
year.
for the Royal.
Get the salty
that
peanuts
salty-
guy, yeah.
You ever seen the Newport?
He's
Royal?
kind of let himself go. Oh, he'll clean up. No, he won't. He's,
No, he's
what
a
was his
tramp.
fucking name? You know, he sold these things.
Arthur Godfrey.
Arthur
the meanest
Godfrey.
man in Hollywood. If
Right?
you ever seen the
Arthur
biography of him,
Godfrey
he's
did
such
not
a-
drive it
Yeah,
like this.
he's-
Take it from a cheap, mean, old bastard like Arthur Godfrey.
How to get out your inner
Oh, they're so close to being the
Drive a
greatest
Newport.
cars, right?
so
They're just,
gravelly.
oh, I love it.
Oh,
The thing is, your other cars are all like this. Like,
Like,
well, like the 300.
yeah.
I got in that. It's like,
Yeah, the 300's like this too.
you're looking out the back window. So it's like, okay, I can see that because that car, you could actually adjust the seat to do that.
Yes.
But you've done this by force of will.
No.
Like, you've like, I'm making this car into the car that I like. There we go.
this is like
This is a
this
person who
masterpiece
takes
theater of
leaning
cars.
back in his seat very seriously.
if you're not going to be
This seat,
comfortable,
this does not
why
adjust
drive
this
the
way.
car?
There's no adjustment to fucking lean this back 6 inches. You have
Oh,
to,
yes, there
you have to
is.
do it with fucking by pushing on the steering wheel. I don't know why they weren't like this from
They
new.
fucked it up. This is the fuck off angle right here.
There you go.
When driving this
Now
car,
we know that's what it is.
your fingertips should barely reach the wheel. Oh, I love it.
You're just like,
It's just built for me.
I need to be
now.
about 6
Mine.
inches taller and about another 100 pounds. We're developing like a fucking aesthetic here that will be like a local dialect spoken on one block. It's like, you know what I mean? When you move to certain counties, and like, oh, he's from fucking Fur Street.
sure, yeah.
Listen to that idiot. And this is what we were going for here, like the dirt grip fucking 4-door with the lean back seat. And the AM radio, man.
Custom.
Did you got the Hustler mats in? Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah, man.
Is that
Hustler
what-
floor
oh,
mats.
yeah. Just it seemed to belong with this car.
Yeah. This car is so good.
I was just super happy that I had some seats.
Oh, dude.
Otherwise-
I love it. Canada's worst people. We'll be right back. buddy?
Chips run. Little polish
Ready
on
to
the
go.
old
Look
port.
at this thing, eh?
That's pretty good.
It's a regular contributor.
Same old shit.
The winter beater contest is over, Dean.
It's not Mosi.
Oh my.
Yeah,
What's
this
in all the mud?
It looks like someone got stuck in Manitoba with the mud here. Someone got stuck, I think. Yeah.
Franker's gonna give it the once over.
Franker's just gonna give it.
She's getting in there. Man.
Yeah.
Frankers, do you like it?
Do you like it, Frankers, or what?
She's not having it.
Not having it. She doesn't like it.
So,
Yeah.
Did you leave your lights on, or is that
no,
just
it's auto.
Oh, they're off now.
Uh-huh.
Come on.
Ran this morning.